Soft, emotional piano music plays with a gentle, uplifting rhythm. Imagine saving for retirement your whole life, only to lose it all in a market crash and be left with nothing than finding hope through Social Security. That's what happened to me and my husband, and it saved us when we thought all was lost. Stick around to hear our story and discover how Social Security can be your safety net too. You'll be surprised at what it did for us. Music transitions to a warm tone. Hello, friends. Welcome back to our channel, where we share stories to help retirees and pre-retirees like you feel supported in your golden years. If you're new, please hit that subscribe button and join our family. I'm Clara, and this is my husband, James. We're both 68, living in a small house in Oregon. And today we're telling you how we retired with $0 in our pockets, thanks to a market crash, but Social Security kept us going. Picture our life a few years ago. Our home has a cozy living room with a fireplace where we'd sit with our cat, Muffin, and dream about retirement. I worked as a teacher for 30 years, and James drove a delivery truck for just as long. We saved every penny we could, putting it into a retirement account we thought was safe, like planting seeds for a garden we'd enjoy later. We planned trips to see our grandkids in California and maybe a new porch for the house. Social Security was like a backup plan, those monthly checks you get from years of work, but we never imagined we'd depend on it so much. Then, in early 2023, the market crashed. We watched the news, holding hands, as the numbers dropped, and I felt like the ground had opened up beneath us. At 65, we retired because James's knees couldn't handle the truck anymore, and I was ready to rest. But with no savings, we had no cushion. Losing everything was just the start of our struggle, and we weren't sure we'd make it through. Have you ever faced a financial shock that changed your plans? Drop a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Our journey took us through dark times, but there's light ahead if you keep watching. Social Security is like a sturdy umbrella in a storm, shielding you when the rain of life pours down. For us, it was the only thing standing between us and losing our home, but getting by wasn't easy at first. Somber music fades in. After the crash, we sat by the fireplace, staring at the empty space where our dreams used to be. Our $1,600 checks each month, $3,200, together covered rent and food, but just barely. The house payment was $1,000, and with utilities and groceries, we had little left. I stopped buying my favorite knitting yarn, and James gave up his morning coffee runs. Muffin even got smaller portions, which broke my heart. We tried to figure out what went wrong. James called our bank, his voice shaky, but they said the market loss was legal. Our investments had turned to dust. I felt like we'd been tricked, like planting a garden only to find the soil was sand. Our son, Mark, in California, offered to help, but he had a new baby and a mortgage. "We'll manage," I told him, not wanting to burden him. But inside, I wondered how. The emotional weight was heavy. I'd lie awake, picturing us selling the house, moving to a tiny apartment, or relying on charity. James, with his bad knees, couldn't work, and I was too tired to start again. One day, I found him in the garage, crying over an old truck part. "I failed us," he said. I hugged him, tears in my eyes, and said, "We'll find a way." But the fear of losing our home, the place where we raised Mark and watched him grow, grew bigger every day. Mini dash cliffhanger for retention. Just when we thought we'd hit rock bottom, a new challenge came up that threatened to pull us under completely. Have you ever felt like giving up during a tough time? Share your story in the comments. It helps to know we're not alone. The challenge was medical bills. James's knees needed surgery, but without savings, we couldn't pay the $5,000 up front. I called the hospital, my hands trembling, and they offered a payment plan. We skipped doctor visits, hoping his pain would ease, but it didn't. I started sewing curtains for neighbors for a few dollars, my fingers aching, while James hobbled around the house. Our friends noticed. Mrs. Nguyen, a widow next door, brought us soup and said, "You're not the only ones." She'd lost savings too and lived on Social Security. Her kindness lifted us, but it also showed how common this was. I spent hours on SSA.gov, learning we could have delayed benefits to get more money. $2,000 each at 70 instead of $1,600 at 66. If only we'd known. The guilt ate at me. We'd rushed to retire, thinking our savings would last one night. A letter came saying our mortgage company might foreclose if we missed another payment. We sat by the fireplace, holding hands, wondering if we'd lose everything. Muffin purred on my lap, but even that comfort couldn't stop the tears. Could we hold on long enough to turn things around? Hopeful music swells. A turning point came when Mrs. Nguyen suggested we talk to a counselor at the local senior center. We met a kind woman named Ellen who knew about Social Security. She explained we could apply for Supplemental Security Income, SSI, extra help for people with little income since our savings were gone. It felt like finding a hidden path through a dark forest. Ellen helped us fill out the forms, and after a month, we got approved for $500 a month, together enough to ease the pressure. Our Social Security checks. With the SSI, we had $3,700 monthly, covering the house payment, food, and even a small fund for James's surgery. The relief was like a cool breeze on a hot day. Got his surgery in July 2025, and though recovery was slow, he walked better, smiling again. Engagement prompt. Have you ever found help when you needed it most? Let me know in the comments. It's heartwarming to share these moments. Ellen shared a key tip. Check your Social Security account at SSA.gov every few months to make sure everything's right. It's like watering your garden. Keep it healthy. We set that up with Mark's help, feeling like we'd built a stronger fence around our money. She also suggested we could have gotten more by delaying benefits, a lesson for the future, something we tell others now. Practical tip woven in. Here's a tip for you. Call the SSA at 1-800-772-1213 to ask about extra help like SSI. If your savings are low, it's like asking a neighbor for a ladder. Don't be shy to get support. Visit ssa.gov for more info. We started rebuilding. I took up sewing again, making quilts to sell at the senior center, earning a little extra. James fixed small things around the house, his hands steady now. Our grandkids visited in August 2025, and we had a picnic in the yard, our first in years. The $500 SSI and our $3,200 Social Security let us save for a new porch, a dream we thought was gone. I share our story at the center. handing out AARP guides. Social Security saved us, I tell folks, but you have to know what's out there. James nods, adding, it's like a lifeboat climb in when you need it. One man, Mr. Carter, thanked Ussie, applied for SSI after hearing us, and got help. It's like passing a warm blanket to someone cold. Closing CTA. Our story shows how Social Security can lift you up when you're down to nothing. If this gave you hope or a tip to use, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more stories. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss our next video. We're here to walk with you in retirement. Got a question about Social Security? Drop it in the comments and let's keep growing together. Uplifting music fades out. Thank you for listening, friends. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and we'll see you next time.